pop phenomenon Harry Styles has come a long way from his early days as a fresh-faced singer on The X Factor.
How are you?
Hello,
Nice to meet you. What's your name?
I'm Harry.
These days, he's a solo superstar, headlining shows at Madison Square Garden, breaking hearts worldwide, and splashing cash on a lot of things. Like a 1971 Jaguar E-Type Roadster, often called the world's most beautiful car. This red vintage Jaguar with a V12 engine and 272 horsepower cost him around $128,800, but today is valued at more than $306,000. There's no surprise here though. Harry has made that dough and he is not afraid to flaunt it. I mean, the guy even managed to sell 500,000 albums in a week, so that has to count for something. Sure, the hysteria around him may be a little intense, but we're not here to judge. We are here rather to talk about all the money he's made from all that and how he spends all that cash. So, from sprawling estates to supercars, here are the stupidly expensive things Harry Styles owns. By the way, if you like videos like this and would love to see more like it, then go ahead and give us a like and subscribe below. Let's get back to the cars because we need to check out the rest of his garage. Starting off strong is the Land Rover Range Rover, priced at $187,000. One of Harry's earliest rides was a 1973 Ford Capri. With a current value of around $40,000, this white vintage Ford Capri may not compete in the speed department, but it's got heart. It's a sentimental nod to his younger years, and he's kept this understated classic in his collection, even if it is more nostalgia than need for speed. There's also another of his first big purchases, an Audi R8 Coupe in dark silver, which set Harry back $115,000. Known for its sleek design and 4.2-liter V8 engine with 430 horsepower, the Audi R8 was his introduction to the world of high-end sports cars. Moving on to rarity, Harry's Porsche 911 Sport Classic is a true collector's item. With a price tag of $654,000, this 2010 model is one of only 250 ever made. Painted in classic gray, it's powered by a 3.8-liter flat-six engine, producing 408 horsepower and hitting a top speed of nearly 190 miles per hour. Of course, Harry's car collection wouldn't be complete without a Ferrari, and his Ferrari California fits right in. This dark gray convertible, which cost him around $196,000, has a 4.3-liter V8 with 453 horsepower, taking him from 0 to 60 in just 4 seconds. It's a sleek and sporty choice, proving Harry's taste for high-speed, high-class cars. He also has a 1972 Ferrari Dino 246 GT. With a current auction value of around $390,000, this sleek Italian classic houses a 2.4-liter V6 engine with 195 horsepower. For a bit of that vintage glamour, Harry's 1966 Mercedes-Benz 230 SL convertible is the ideal throwback. Valued around $138,000, this white classic with its 2.3-liter inline-six and elegant chrome detailing is the perfect match for a sunny day in LA. It's all about that old-school charm with just enough horsepower to make it a blast to drive. Harry also has a Tesla Model X P100D for when he's in an eco-friendly mood. Starting at $138,000, this electric SUV boasts dual motors and 762 horsepower, going from 0 to 60 miles per hour in just 3.1 seconds. With this impressive fleet, Harry needs a home with a garage to match, or in his case, homes with garages to match. And he even got on the real estate game pretty young. Before Styles could even legally order a drink, he and his One Direction mates were living it up in a rented 5-floor pad in North London. Their new digs were in Princess Park Manor, an Italianate-style complex that was once an asylum. Yeah, really. Before it was revamped into luxury apartments. They weren't alone in enjoying these posh perks either. Princess Park has hosted a who's who of British celebs, from footballers to pop stars. Complete with arched windows, in-suite bathrooms, tennis courts, and a gym, Harry and the guys got a pretty solid preview of rockstar life. At 18, just a year after One Direction dropped their first album, Harry made his first big boy purchase, a cozy $4.8 million house in London's scenic Hampstead Heath. Think 4 bedrooms, French doors, hardwood floors, skylight, and a dreamy garden, all protected behind high walls and a sturdy gate. It also had its own Watcher moment. In 2019, a fan was arrested for stalking him. But the unsettling vibe wasn't enough to scare Harry off. He's still holding on to this charming pad in a neighborhood that's home to Benedict Cumberbatch, Helena Bonham Carter, and more. In 2019, Harry doubled down on Hampstead real estate, picking up a $10.9 million Georgian house across the street from his first home. He didn't stop there though. A year later, he shelled out another $5.5 million for a neighboring villa. These two properties were originally part of a single mansion, so some fans speculate he's planning a mega compound. And honestly, if anyone deserves a palace of their own, it's Harry. His first US home purchase was a treehouse-style gym in Beverly Hills in 2014. This 3,000 square foot mid-century modern haven, designed by Alejandro Ortiz, came with a library, a sunken courtyard, a 58-foot infinity saltwater pool, and even a detached guest bungalow. But this love affair didn't last long. Harry sold it 2 years later for $3 million. Ouch, that's a cool $825,000 loss. In 2016, Harry also splurged on a $6.9 million ultra-modern Hollywood Hills mansion just above the Sunset Strip. This 4-bedroom, 6-bath beauty came with a movie theater, chef's kitchen, and a pool with a spillover spa. Ever the perfectionist, Harry made some upgrades himself, including a high-end audio system. He listed it for $8.5 million, but ended up selling it in 2019 for $6 million. Not quite the price hike he hoped for, but hey, it's Harry Styles, he'll totally be fine. By 2017, Harry had set his eyes on the Big Apple, snagging an $8.7 million penthouse in Tribeca's exclusive 443 Greenwich building. This place is a former factory converted into a star-studded paparazzi-proof fortress, complete with underground parking and private elevators. His 3,000 square foot unit has 3 bedrooms, 3.5 baths, industrial-style arched windows, and wooden beams. Fans love to think this spot inspired his song Ever Since New York. And yes, he still owns this one, probably because it's perfect for hiding from the flashing cameras and screaming crowds. While filming Don't Worry Darling with Olivia Wilde, Harry settled into a cozy mid-century modern rental in Los Feliz. This $2.45 million single-story residence had all the essentials for a short-lived love nest. Vaulted ceilings, skylights, hardwood floors, and, of course, a pool. At $10,000 a month in rent, it was a pretty normal spot compared to his other digs. Alright, so we all know Harry Styles has mastered the art of looking effortlessly cool. But just in case you're still in doubt, his watch collection is just more proof. We're talking about some of the fanciest timepieces in the universe. Audemars Piguet, Rolex, Cartier, you name it. Kicking things off, we have the Audemars Piguet Royal Oak. It's gold, it's bold, and it's basically the equivalent of wearing a bank account on your wrist. This 18-karat rose gold beauty comes with a leather strap and an iconic tapisserie pattern black dial. And the price? A casual $66,000 on the secondary market. Next up, Harry's got a Rolex Day-Date 40. An 18-karat gold case, gold bracelet, champagne dial. It's like someone took pure wealth and molded it into a wristwatch. This one's about $55,000 to $80,000, which is a small price to pay when you're Harry Styles. Then there's a Cartier Tank Louise. Yes, it's only $11,500, which in this context feels like a steal. And then there's a Rolex Oyster Date. It's got a sleek steel case and a black dial paired with Rolex's classic date complication. At $4,000, it might be one of the more affordable watches in his collection, but it's still a lot for a piece of wrist candy most of us would be scared to wear in public. And last but definitely not least, Harry's got a vintage 1950s Rolex Ref 4747 in 8-karat gold. This little gem features a white dial with gold hands and markers. If watches could be described as a hug for your wrist, this would be it. Harry's got a weakness for fine art too. He also owns original works from artists like Jean-Michel Basquiat, Damien Hirst, and others. He even dropped about $128,000 on a picture of Kate Moss and Rihanna. Because why buy regular decor when you can spend the equivalent of a small house on celebrity portraits? But now let's talk about Harry's most famous masterpiece, his hair. That's right. Back in the One Direction days, his long hair had fans swooning left and right. And as it turns out, looking like that took more than just a bottle of shampoo. Rumor has it the boys shelled out around $64,000 on grooming expenses, which probably included a personal hairstylist, Lou Teasdale, who must have known her way around a curling iron and the secret recipe for boy band hair magic. These days, Harry switched things up, experimenting with braids, bedheads, and even a buzz cut. But no matter how many styles he tries, true fans will always remember the era of the long hair. As of 2024, Harry is worth $120 million. So the question is, how did he make all that money? Well, after saying goodbye to boy band life and stepping into his solo journey, Harry dropped his self-titled debut album in 2017, and fans were ready for it. The album went platinum and sold over 1 million copies, instantly becoming one of the year's biggest hits. In fact, it was the 9th best-selling album of 2017 according to Forbes. Not too shabby for a guy going solo. Now, everyone knows the real cash comes from hitting the road, and Harry was all over it. His first solo tour in 2017-2018 brought in a massive $62 million in ticket sales alone. Fans couldn't get enough of his live shows, and let's just say Harry's bank account was pretty thrilled with the turnout too. Harry's tour earnings continue to skyrocket with Love on Tour, his second album tour following the release of Fine Line. His 2021 US shows alone brought in nearly $95 million, quite a leap from his first tour. And that doesn't even include the global tour dates he's done since the release of his 2022 album, Harry's House. Clearly, fans are eager to see him live, and the ticket sales show no signs of slowing down. While he was dominating the music scene, Hollywood came knocking. In 2017, Harry made his acting debut in Christopher Nolan's World War II epic, Dunkirk. The movie made an impressive $525 million at the box office, and Harry reportedly took home $3.4 million for his role as a soldier. Not a bad paycheck for a first film, especially when it involved zero singing. Harry didn't just stop at one movie. In 2022, he took on a lead role in Don't Worry Darling, where he also, stirred things up with a certain on-set romance with director Olivia Wilde. Reports say that he might have been paid $2.5 million for his role, though his co-star Florence Pugh reportedly made less, a fact that Olivia Wilde quickly denied. Either way, you can bet he made a tidy sum for the film, even if the PR whirlwind around it was worth more than the actual paycheck. What do you know? Harry's unique style has turned out to be more than just good looks. It's big business. Remember the One Direction days when his face was everywhere? We're talking shower curtains, keychains, probably your little cousin's lunchbox. These days though, Harry's gone from boy band merch and dorm room decor to high-end fashion ambassador. In 2018, Gucci snapped him up as their official ambassador, and he's been rocking their runway looks ever since. Then, in 2022, Harry teamed up with Gucci's creative director, Alessandro Michel, to create a men's line called Gucci Ha Ha Ha. Yes, it's really called that, and no, it's not a joke, although some of these moves are a bit hilarious. And as if Gucci wasn't enough, Harry also made a splash with Apple. In 2022, he starred in an AirPods campaign. Because why just sell people music when you could also sell them the tech to listen to it? But Harry didn't stop with ads. In 2021, he launched Pleasing, his own beauty and lifestyle brand, just in case you needed a little more Harry in your life. Because apparently selling music and modeling for Gucci just wasn't quite enough. Pleasing includes everything from nail polish to skincare to apparel, each item stylishly unique, just like the man himself. No official revenue numbers are out there, but given the devoted fan base, you can bet Pleasing is bringing in some serious cash. And that's all we got on Harry Styles. Not bad for the guy who once slept in a tour bus with his One Direction bandmates, right?